The Horseshoe Falls at Niagara Falls are some of the most iconic waterfalls in the world. They've been featured in movies, made it into cartoons, and more. While real-life daredevils have gone over the falls in barrels or crossed them on tightropes, there are plenty of things to do in Niagara Falls that don't require you to risk your life. In this video, we're taking a look at some of the best things to do in Niagara Falls. Maid of the Mist. Niagara Falls is impressive to see from the surrounding viewpoints, but nothing compares to sporting a poncho and hopping aboard the famed Maid of the Mist boat. This boat and others like it have been operating since the 1840s, shuttling visitors to the base of the falls and back. Expect to get wet when you take this trip. The Maid of the Mist comes close to the base of the falls, so you're going to be in the splash zone. Rain protection is a must. Fortunately, they do offer you a complimentary poncho. Make sure you wear appropriate footwear if you don't want your feet to be sloshing around for the next few hours. The tour lasts for about 20 minutes, and ticket prices are reasonable for this type of attraction. Most people who have visited say this is the best way to see the falls. Old Fort Niagara. Old Fort Niagara is a must-visit destination for history buffs. Located on the U.S. side, this 17th century fort was controlled at various times by the French, British, and American troops. The site was active in the American Revolution and the French and Indian War, which makes it the longest still operational fort in North America. The fort overlooks both Lake Ontario and the Niagara River from one of the most scenic spots in western New York. Inside the fort, you can see old army barracks, underground gunpowder rooms, and antiquated cannons. The visitor center offers plenty of in-depth history to learn more about the fort. Visitors are often surprised at how well preserved the buildings are and how clean the grounds are kept. There are also reenactors who put on demonstrations throughout the day. Many visitors expect to spend an hour or two exploring the fort and wind up spending half the day. Cave of the Winds. Cave of the Winds is another attraction that's on many people's must-do list. You'll take an elevator 175 feet down into Niagara Gorge, where you can wander a series of wooden walkways just a few feet from Bridal Veil Falls. Keep in mind you're going to get wet. The tropical storm-like conditions have earned it the nickname the Hurricane Deck. This attraction is open year-round, but the walkways are only accessible from April to October. They remove the walkways and decks in the winter to protect them from ice buildup. You can still take the elevator down and access certain parts of the Cave of the Winds in the winter. You just can't get as close to the falls. Whitewater Walk. If you'd rather view the falls from a more natural setting instead of a boat, the Whitewater Walk is a good alternative. You'll start with an elevator ride 230 feet down to the base of the gorge, where you'll find a quarter-mile boardwalk. The boardwalk overlooks the Great Gorge Rapids from the Canadian side of the Niagara River. There are several observation points along the walk where you can get an amazing view of the falls and the rushing whirlpool below. The boardwalk is relatively short, but it's a great way to see the rapids up close. There are also several informational plaques that offer some interesting tidbits about the various daredevils who have attempted to cross the river over the years, some more successfully than others. Niagara Skywheel. If you visit Niagara Falls on the Canadian side of the border, be sure to visit Clifton Hill, a tourist district that's filled with family-friendly attractions like the Niagara Skywheel. The observation wheel is the largest in Canada, and it offers climate-controlled gondolas that rotate 175 feet above the falls. From a Skywheel gondola, you'll get amazing views of the Horseshoe and American Falls, the Niagara River, and other landmarks. Each ride lasts between 8 and 12 minutes. Try riding at night to get a different view, with the illuminated falls offering a spectacular sight. Niagara Falls View Casino. After the sun goes down, the Niagara Falls View Casino offers plenty of entertainment options for adults. Located on the Ontario side of the falls, the casino offers 150 table games and several thousand slot machines to put your luck to the test. But even non-gamblers will find plenty to keep them busy with 225,000 feet of shopping space and the Avalon Theater. The theater hosts concerts and other performances throughout the year to keep you entertained whenever you're visiting. You'll also find a golf course, a spa, and many world-class dining options. Niagara Glen Nature Reserve. Still on the Canadian side of the falls, another option for nature lovers is the Niagara Glen Nature Reserve. The reserve overlooks the Niagara River and offers over 2 miles of trails through the Carolinian forest. The hike is even more special in the fall when the leaves start changing color. At the on-site Nature Center, you'll find knowledgeable staff who can answer your questions and provide plenty of interesting information about the area. Spending some time at Niagara Glen Nature Reserve is also a great way to get away from the crowds at the falls for a while. Niagara Park's Botanical Gardens and Butterfly Conservatory. Another great option to get away from crowds is the Niagara Park's Botanical Gardens and Butterfly Conservatory. Also located on the Ontario side of the falls, the conservatory offers more than 100 acres of carefully maintained gardens. These gardens are cared for by students at the on-site horticultural school and feature thousands of plant species. In the summer, you can take a guided horse and carriage tour to explore the gardens in style. They're also home to the Butterfly Conservatory, where you'll find several thousand butterflies fluttering around the brightly colored flowers. The Butterfly Conservatory can get crowded in peak tourist season, but the surrounding gardens are generally pretty quiet. Lockport Locks and the Erie Canal Cruises. The Erie Locks were an engineering marvel in the 19th century, opening up the American frontier. The Lockport Locks and Erie Canal Cruise takes you on an informative 2-hour ride under lift bridges and through the locks. Along the way, you'll be raised and lowered 50 feet in locks 34 and 35. Niagara Gorge hiking trails. If you're a more serious hiker, the walking attractions we've covered might be a bit too tame. If you want to get off the beaten path, check out Devil's Hole State Park. In the park, you'll find miles of trails that take you down to the Niagara Whirlpool Rapids. The rapids are edged by rock formations and canyon walls, making it feel like you're far from the tourist areas just around the corner. Niagara Park's Power Station. If you want to see the power station up close while learning about its history, the Currents Night Show at the Niagara Park's Power Station is the perfect way to end your day. The show features an immersive, interactive media experience with projected effects that react to your presence. You'll learn how the Niagara River began to wear away at the surrounding land tens of thousands of years ago to create the falls. You'll see how the falls inspired engineers and inventors to harness its power and how the area began to be industrialized. WildPlay Zipline to the falls. If you'd like to experience the rush of being above the falls without the danger, the WildPlay Zipline is the perfect choice. It takes you on a truly breathtaking ride into the Gorge, gliding 2,200 feet down towards the base of the Canadian Horseshoe Falls, where you'll land on the observation deck at the bottom. Journey Behind the Falls. If you want to get up close and personal with the falls, Journey Behind the Falls is a must-see attraction. You'll be able to stand directly behind the roaring waterfall to get an actual behind-the-scenes look at this wonder of nature. You'll start with an elevator ride to an observation deck at the bottom, then you'll follow the caverns to enjoy the roaring water from the back side. Just be prepared for crowds. Journey Behind the Falls is one of the most popular ways to experience the falls. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorites in Niagara Falls? Let us know in the comment section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.